What is up, guys? We are back. It's been a long time coming, and I was really waiting for the right time to get back to this YouTube channel. I was so excited. When I moved here to Austin, I was like, new life, new experiences. I just was so excited to just show everything. And then guess what happened? I went through it, and I wanted to make this video just because I feel like so many women have gone through this or still going through this, and if I can at least share my experience and just show some of you that you're not alone and this is very normal and it happens to a lot of us, but you can get through this. And maybe it's going to take quite some time, right? It's not going to change in a blink of an eye, but I promise, pushing yourself, keep moving forward, you are going to get through this, okay? So I kind of just wanted to share what happened, right? So I moved to Austin, Texas in October. I was living my life. I was so excited. I think I vlogged until maybe December. I think that may have been my last vlog. Start of the new year, January-ish. And like I said, I went through it, okay? I was struggling so much with anxiety. I've never experienced anxiety before to that extreme. It was one of those things where I would wake up and immediately I was anxious. It took me, I swear to you, probably at least 4 months. I'm not exaggerating that. It honestly felt forever. It almost felt like I was never going to get out of it. It pretty much lasted throughout the entire day. I would wake up not really stressed, right? Didn't even do anything. I wouldn't even look at my phone. I just immediately would feel like I couldn't get a deep breath. Like I would have to hold my hands on my chest and like be able to go take a deep breath because I couldn't catch it. And every night I remember going to sleep and just thinking like, Sammy, like you're fine. There's nothing stressful going on, like you're fine. And then every morning I'd wake up and I'd be anxious thinking about being anxious. I talked to so many people, and you know, I think for a lot of people we're anxious about different things. For me, it wasn't necessarily like daily things that were happening to cause me to be anxious, because I mean, there'd be so many great moments where I would just be with all my friends, we'd be doing something fun. I still felt like I couldn't breathe. It wasn't necessarily just like little things that were causing it, but it was mostly the bigger picture, and just really knowing that I had these things kind of just like floating over me that I was like personally struggling with. Each day would go by and I would just continue to tell myself, Sammy, you're fine. Try to do things just to relax myself, or do like yoga, do a nighttime routine, journal, take walks, you know, just doing different things to really help take my central nervous system and just relax it. I think my cortisol levels were just so high. And I mean, yes, I did make a lot of changes in my life. That could be a big reason why this was all happening, but moving to a new city, meeting all new friends, living in a new environment, just creating different habits, different routines. I think a big thing that affected me throughout this time was the first time that I ever worked alone. In college, I always had roommates, and then after college, when I graduated, I went actually back home. I didn't move out because of all of COVID situation, so I actually stayed and lived at home until I moved here to Austin. This was the first time that I'm just like alone. And the extroverted side of me does not like that. Again, I've realized that I'm so independent. And this is where I think it's kind of weird, because I'm very, very independent, but I also need energy from people. This was the first time that I was like working from home, kind of in my head a lot. A lot of people struggle with constantly being in your thoughts, especially for people who do live at home by yourself, or maybe you work at home with no one around. You're just constantly thinking all the time, so into my head. It was awful. I think that was another big thing that caused me to have a lot of anxiety. For that, you know, I really just tried to find things that would help with just sitting in silence all day. I would actually turn my TV on just for that background noise, and then also just kind of like to see some other people in the room. I made sure to take walks throughout my day. Instead of just sitting and eating my food right where I'm working, I try to sit somewhere else, even on my couch, and just like eat and relax instead of like constantly like working and then like trying to eat as well. So I try to like separate that. Calling your friends, calling your family members, doing FaceTimes, I think that helps so freaking much. And then just also like when you're taking walks, listen to music, go listen to a podcast. Do something where it's not just silent, because I feel like when I was silent, I was like, what's going on? I'm in my head again. Those were just some things that helped me. As I transitioned through these months, I don't know how to even explain it. I was just so upset. I didn't understand why it was happening to me. I didn't understand what was causing it. I didn't understand even know how to deal with it. And I also think it was really hard to just like even talk to people. Like, do I tell people that I'm struggling? Like, how do I explain this, right? And I would call family members, I'd call friends, not understanding why it was happening and not knowing what to even do when I was feeling that way. Throughout the months that I was just feeling super anxious, I felt like there was a lot of things in my life that you kind of do them, right? Just because it's in your routine, right? It's day in, day out. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a place you live. I don't know, somewhere that, you know, you just feel like you're just constantly doing it over and over and over again. But I think it came down to truly asking myself, am I enjoying this? Like, am I actually happy doing that? And you want to know my answer? No, I wasn't. I truly was not happy doing the things that I was doing anymore. And not necessarily bad, but like for me personally, like I didn't want to do it anymore. And I will tell you that change is one of the hardest things for a lot of us to do, okay? We think, oh, change, like I can change my wardrobe, I can change the food that I'm eating, I can change my gym routine, stuff like that. But like big changes, like letting go of something that you've been doing for years, right? Saying bye to someone that's not serving you. Those changes are really hard to like finally let go of, okay? And I'm a people pleaser and I want to do things that are gonna make other people happy, but sometimes I think I forget about what makes me happy. And I was stuck for a long time just doing things and just kind of going through the motions. And I finally made the decision to let go of those things. Well, for starters, I just quit my job and I took a whole week off. This week I've just been chilling. I've been doing some self-care, I got my nails done, car wash, went and donated clothes, I bought some clothes, worked out, I took walks, got coffee, I'm gonna lay out in the pool. Because I just wanted to do things for myself before I start this new chapter of my life. And so I do start a new position next Tuesday, which I'm so excited for. It is completely different than what I've been doing for the past freaking 4 years. So it is a big change. Those things that I left, it was really, really hard. It was hard to say goodbye. It was hard to know how much time and effort that I put into those things and just to be like, I'm done. But you know what happened when I did finally say that I'm done? I felt so much weight off my shoulders. And like now when I look back, I'm like, wow, like I really was under a lot of stress. I was doing a lot of things that just like weren't serving me anymore. Taking those away, I have felt just like a new person. That's why I did want to come on here and just share this with you guys, because I just feel like there's so many people that maybe do things that they don't want to be doing. They do struggle with anxiety and maybe they think that they're alone in that journey. You know, I've talked to a lot of people here in Austin, even like them living on their own for the first time, they've struggled with anxiety. And it really opened my eyes that so many of us struggle with this. And some people don't talk about it as much just because either like they don't want to, or they feel weird talking about it, or they don't have anyone to talk to it about. I just want to like remind you guys that like it is normal, okay? It's something that a lot of people go through, but we are strong and we are going to get through it. You are constantly doing crap that does not serve you. You have one life, okay? Your one life is so precious, but it's not truly making you happy. You need to get out of it, okay? And I'm telling that to people who maybe you're stuck, right? Thinking, do I need to move to a different city? Maybe you're stuck thinking, I hate this job. I seriously dread going into work every single day. There's another job out there for you. If you are not happy with your friend group, right? If you feel that you're constantly just left out of everything and maybe your friends truly don't care, well, guess freaking what? You do not need to waste your time on people that don't care for you. There are other people out there. There are more friends to make. You can find them. There are just so many examples that I could share with you guys, but like I am telling you from the bottom of my heart that if you are doing things that aren't making you feel fulfilled, like there are other things out there to find. Again, this world, this life that you have is just so limited, and you want to be the happiest version of yourself. And by finding that, it's going to take time, right? It's going to take trial and error. It's going to take change. It's going to take ups and downs. And let me tell you that you may make changes and think, wow, my life's going to be so good now because I took her advice and I changed all these things and I'm going to be so happy. Guess what? It may not, right? Because that is freaking life. You're never going to know unless you try. That is something that I have told myself 1,000 times, making all these pros and cons lists to change things, to leave things, to do all these. I know that the only way that I am going to grow is if I make changes. I am back. I think I'm gonna make some more videos. It's fun to just show you guys a little bits of my life, whether it's working from home, working in the office, just cooking, whether it's working out. Anyway, I hope that this little chat with you guys maybe kind of sparked your interest, right? Maybe kind of helped you if you're struggling in certain areas of your life. And I hope that you take this and you just walk away from this video knowing that like you are capable of so much. You deserve happiness. All deserve happiness. So If you are not already following me, you're probably like, who the heck is this girl? She hasn't posted any videos. Yeah, that's me, sorry. Make sure you go, okay? You hit the little subscribe button, you like this video, and then tell me what one piece of advice helped you from this video. Because I'd love to know, and I'd love to get to know you. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back.